everyone, I'm Anna and today I thought I'd share my tips and tricks to overcome art block, our greatest fear as an artist. Recently I had a period, very short period luckily, with crippling art block. I couldn't make anything, even I tried, but I just couldn't make anything. And the more I tried and the more failure I experienced failure, the harder it was to get back on the horse and try again. So I posted on Instagram like an honest post that I'm going through a rough time, I can't really make stuff right now, and I got so many nice comments, I got so many tips and tricks, and so I thought, well, they worked for me and maybe they'll work for you as well. So I got a list and I'm gonna go through them all. So first, number one, take a break. You need to take a break sometimes. It doesn't have to be work. You need to take a break and focus on yourself and what you need, and like just taking a walk in the mountain or in the forest or at the beach, it depends where you are. Just taking a walk around the city, just walking helps a lot. And I mean, you might have other hobbies. Maybe playing a game or doing some origami. Maybe you try knitting a new scarf or some gloves. Maybe that will help. Or just meet friends, go to events, especially if it's art-related events. I feel like that helps a lot because it's inspiration. You see other people making art, making something that inspires you, and that can be a nice nudge in just getting out of the art block. Number two is surrounding yourself with inspiration. So that's sort of like, it's number one and number two is very close. But like, just watch movies you know you love and watch movies that you know you'll get inspired by. Like me, I watch Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli inspires me so much. And I read books. I listen to Harry Potter on audiobook for the 113th time, and I have concept art books from Zelda, from Studio Ghibli, from Legend of Korra, and those inspire me so much. Just seeing the process of like someone actually making a character, making a scene, even backgrounds, it's so inspiring for me. And the same with music. I listen to inspirational music, or music that I know will like get an emotion from me, something that I can play off, you know. And well, of course, Pinterest and Instagram and all those, like YouTube, just watching someone else's art can be really inspiring. Number three, this is a tough one. Compare yourself, but not with others. Compare yourself with yourself, with your own evolution as an artist. If you look back, if you have an Instagram account, if you look back at the first artworks you posted on Instagram, and you look at them and you see how much you've grown, how much you've evolved, like your lines, your color palette, everything, your style, and that can be super inspiring, especially, well, at least for me. It's nice to see that you've gotten somewhere from when you started, and seeing that progress makes at least me want to just keep on working, just keep on trying. And number four, don't push it. This is crucial. I tried to push it and I pushed too hard, and I just ended up like going 2 steps backwards. You have to take it as it comes. You can't just sit down and say, well, fudge it, I'm gonna make something today. I feel like you should try. Of course, you should try. If you don't try, you won't really get out of it. But don't push it too hard. And just remember that we're all human. We all have flaws. We do mistakes, and it's okay to not be able to do something. It's totally okay. But just keep on trying. Number 5, when you start again, start easy. Just start on level 1, something that you know you can do. Well, it's either something you know how to do, like your just go-to drawing, like a smiley face, or your OC or fan art, you know, something that you can use a reference to and you know how to do it. Or you can try something completely new. Like for me, I draw animals a lot, or creatures mostly, and when I try to draw humans, it can backfire. It can backfire because if I feel like I can't do this at all, I give up. But it can also just open up a new door of inspiration. I use the word inspiration a lot in this video, sorry. But yeah, and if you do croquis, you can try that. You can try croquis, you can try just digging up some old sketches that you haven't finished and trying to just finish them. And not something that you feel like this is going to be the best piece I ever did. You just have to try something easy. Number 6, don't let social media decide what you do. This was also one of my big mistakes when I had my art block. I went probably 4 or 5 days without posting a new drawing on Instagram, and it really just made me anxious, and I felt like, oh, I have to make something, I have to post something, I have to get something out on social media. And that's just totally the wrong way to look at it, because it's not for social media that you do it. You do it for yourself, you do it for your own progress, your own evolution. And even though I love my followers on Instagram, and it really makes me happy to see other people's art and to get likes and comments on my own and get tips and tricks, and it's really nice. So I want to keep on doing it. There's a reason why I really want to. But the mistake happens when I do it only for the social media and not for myself. So that's important. You don't owe anyone anything. It's mostly for you. If you can't produce anything, then you have to deal with it for you, not for everyone else watching. And yeah, I feel like your own progress is more important than the progress of your Instagram. Number 7, write down your ideas. This is something that I've started doing now. Usually I think that, oh, I'm going to remember my ideas. Of course I'm going to remember them. If I'm at work and I get a really, really good idea for a artwork, and I think, oh, I'm going to remember this when I get home, it's fine. I don't. I rarely remember it. So just write it down on your hand, on a napkin, on someone's neck, I mean on a wall. Don't ruin someone else's property though. But yeah, just write it down and remember it, because it can be used as inspiration. And if you have a list of ideas that you've collected over time, then it's easy when you get an art block or you're just in a funk. Then you can find this list, you can look at this list, and then you can see, oh, well, that's a nice idea. I'm gonna try doing that. Number 8, something new. Try something new. And that can be like I don't want to say, oh, buy stuff. It works. If you buy stuff, then you're gonna get super inspired and gonna make amazing things. It's not like that. But sometimes just buying some new paper, or just some new like paint or pencils or anything, it can sort of just spark something that you want to try it out. And when you try the paper or the pencils or the paint out, it might turn into something after experimenting with it. And if you try new mediums, like, well, this can also backfire, but sometimes it can work. I mean, it's hard starting a new medium, and it's important to not expect too much. It's important to not expect too much of yourself, because it's a new medium, you don't know how to work with it. So it's important to start it all, just thinking that I'm gonna try this out, it's not gonna be perfect because I know that I'm not used to this medium. I'm bad at this because when I try working digitally, I give up within the first hour because I get so frustrated. But it can work. When I tried to do, I worked with markers, like Winsor & Newton markers and stuff like that before, and that was the only medium I used. And then I tried watercolor, and I got this spark, like, oh, I want to make everything with this. I want to remake all that I did before in markers just with watercolor because this is such a nice medium. I didn't know how to do it. I like the watercolors were out of control, but it sparked something in me. So it can work. It really can work. And the same with it, if you try to like draw something that you don't usually draw, that can help as well. And number 9, draw something every day. I can't stress enough how important this is. And it's the best way to just avoid getting in that funk. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to finish a piece, like a masterpiece every day. But if you just sketch down like a small thing every day, it helps a lot. It's when I take a break, like 3 or 4 days, that's when it's really difficult to get back to the drawing table and start drawing again. So it's just easy to get in the right mode when you do it every day. When it becomes a ritual or like, yeah, something you do, it's really, really much easier. And the last one, number 10, chocolate. You can't go wrong with chocolate. Eat some chocolate right now. You deserve it. You deserve it so much. So I hope you liked my list of tips and tricks to avoid and get out of your art block. I know it can happen to all of us. It can happen to the most professional, and it can happen to the newbies. It can happen to all of us. And it can happen with writing, it can happen with just school. Can't call it art block though, but I mean, it can happen to everyone. So don't feel bad if you have an art block, and you'll get out of it. You just need to try. Don't give up. That's the most important part. You're gonna get back on your feet and you're gonna start drawing again, or painting, or working on the computer, or whatever it is you can't do right now. You'll do it. I believe in you. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope you like it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.